watching Numbskull News, and today, what if the Big 12 went to 24 teams? Now, this is a part 2. I did the Big 10 and the SEC go to 24, which means they jacked a few Big 12 teams. So now they got to rebuild and add a hell of a lot more teams. So let's get it started. Well, as you can see on the left side here, we got the remainders of the Big 12. Now, you lost Oklahoma State. You lost Colorado. You lost Kansas. But you still have 13 strong. And these are really good brands, really good Tier 2 brands. TCU, Baylor, BYU, Iowa State, Arizona State, Arizona, Utah, West Virginia, Houston, UCF, Texas Tech, Kansas State, and Cincinnati. That's not a bad start. The ACC got absolutely obliterated. They're down to 7 teams. They have Boston College, Syracuse, Wake Forest, NC State, Virginia, Pitt, and SMU. Now, in my last video, in the comments, there was a lot of disagreement with my conclusions on how this fictional scenario ends up. Remember, folks, it's a piece of fiction, okay? So don't get too carried away, like, oh my God, that would never happen. I'm saying no. These 3 conferences going to 24 teams is not going to happen. At least with the Big 10 and the SEC. They're not going to 24. To me, I was like, hey, let's have some fun. Let's blow it up. Let's do this shit, right? Everything's going crazy with realignment, all these assertions, all these theories. So, hey, why not have some damn fun? And that's what this is. This is the second piece. How does the Big 12 rebuild? Because with 13 teams, you easily can. And I'm using this same scenario I did with the Big 10 and the SEC. That the Big 12 at this point has private capital partners. They want them to build to 24 teams. This is what they want. They want to be able to take all that content and sell it on the open market for big ass money. So this is what they want. Or at least the most money they possibly can. So, who is the Big 12 going to go after? Keep in mind, in this scenario, like I said, there's 6-7 teams left of the ACC, and they will all be calling the Big 12 on the phone with Brett Yormark, stating their case why they should be let in to the Big 12. You're going to have G5s, American schools. You're going to have Mountain West schools. You're going to have PAC schools. Everybody's going to be banging the door down to try to get into this thing. Once the Big 10 and the SEC have done their thing, they went to 24. And now it's been made public that the Big 12 is going to 24. So you know the rush will be on. Everybody from Liberty, everybody from Akron, everybody from Oregon State to Fresno State to the state of your mother's ass. Everyone's going to be banging down the damn door. So, what does the Big 12 do? They got a lot of choices to make. What do they start with? The first 2 adds this new Mayhem 12. All right. This is why I got this Norwegian black metal Mayhem logo up here. It's the Mayhem 12. This is what we're building. And NC State and Pitt are the first on the list of the Big 12. NC State, of all the Carolina and Virginia schools, they actually get the best ratings. So it's a really easy decision for the Big 12. Pitt, not bad ratings, probably a little bit better than most of those Virginia and North Carolina schools as well. And plus we know, the backyard brawl and all that. So they're coming. That'll be the absolute first wave. On the very second day, it'll be Virginia. I get it. What do you mean? The SEC is going to take Virginia. Well, I don't know. Make your own channel, then do your own video, I guess. All I'm saying is that I think Virginia Tech fits with the SEC more than Virginia does. That's why I put them over there. That's why I would say the SEC would pick them. They just want to get into the state. They don't have to be in the biggest location in the state. So Virginia, they're kind of dragging their feet a little bit, but slowly they're realizing they're completely screwed, so they better jump on board to the Big 12 and do the best they can. Next up will be Syracuse. This is going to be a Brett Yormark special, getting into New York State with a basketball school who, by the way, especially recently, not too shabby on the football side either. And just when everybody in the media thinks that, oh, Yormark's just going to start absorbing nothing but ACC schools, wrong. Now he's going for what he believes and what I believe is the biggest deal in the Pac-12. All apologies to Oregon State and Washington State. Boise State is going to run that conference, folks. This is a legit program. They're going to get into the Big 12 in this scenario very quickly. Memphis, I believe Memphis was nearly there when the Big 12 snatched Houston, UCF, and Cincinnati. They were on that short list. So was Boise State, by the way, but Memphis definitely was. They have made themselves more attractive. They got that FedEx money. They are heavily investing into their athletics. So those will be the 5th and 6th team into the new Big 12. And by the way, a grand total, we need 11. That's right, we need 11 schools in this scenario. This gets us roughly halfway there. Now, where do we go? The Big 12 double dips into Florida. Why? Because it's Florida. And I know Central Florida fans won't be super happy about it, but that gives them a rivalry, in-state rivalry, something where they don't have to travel across the country every damn year, every damn week. So this helps them out. South Florida is growing. And, if this matters anything to you, they're an AAU school. And along the way, we need a replacement for Kansas. UConn, which will probably be added before some of these other ones, but UConn fits the bill perfectly. And at this point, the Big 12 presidents will okay this move. Okay, folks, we got 3 spots left. We got Boston College, Wake Forest, San Diego State, UNLV, Fresno State, Washington State, Oregon State, Tulane, and SMU. We got to make the choice here. To me, those are the top choices left. And all apologies to the Texas states of the world. All apologies to the San Jose states of the world, the Utah states of the world. I had to kind of narrow it down to who I think the Big 12 in this scenario would value the most. And I think easily these are it. So you got 3 ACC schools left on the board that they will choose from. You got 1 American school left. And you got PAC schools and 1 Mountain West school in UNLV. So this is the tough one. So we're going to have to eliminate somebody. I think right away I'm eliminating Fresno State. All apologies to you guys. I don't think the Big 12 want to go to California. Thus, San Diego State, I'm going to take them out too. And I know people think, oh, what the hell? Folks, I just don't believe in that. I don't. I don't think the Big 12 will ever want to get into California. I think there's just too much bullshit associated with California. This is tough. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say, oh, automatically, Ohio State, Washington State, easy. Add them. Come on, numbskull, add those guys. We know you want them. It was weird. The 4 corners that we got a few years ago, nobody said, hey, you got to bring in Washington State and Oregon State. No one did that. Those 2, I can guarantee you, probably even ahead of Colorado. Those two were calling up Yormark, calling up the Big 12, trying to get in before anybody else. And they were told no by ESPN, by Fox. I don't think that's going to change here. I know you're saying, well, hold on, man. Look at your other choices. Here's the problem. Number one, the travel will completely suck with those two. They are way the hell up in the northwest of this country. I mean, that's just a pain in the ass. And for what? Look, their last few years, or their time in the original pack, those would be pretty damn nice ads. I'm not saying they wouldn't be. But at this point, they're not the programs they once were. They don't have access to the money like they used to. I like Oregon State and Washington State a lot. I just don't think the Big 12 is going to do it. I know. Crazy. I know it's crazy. Now, question. There's 3 ACC schools left. Would they add another one of these ACC schools? They already took 4. Are they going to go to a 5th? I think they will. Holy crap. Boston College. Boston College. It's in Boston. It's in Boston. The private capital partner, this theoretical private capital partner of the Mayhem 12 would want to get into there. Boston College, they offer you some basketball. So they're a name in basketball circles. Football, it's been a minute. It's been, I'm trying to think of something. I'm trying to give Boston College as much love. But here's the thing. I think at this point, when you look at the rest of the competition, Boston College just looks better. I know what you're saying. Why wouldn't you just do Oregon State instead of Boston College? Because Boston College is right there around UConn, right there around Syracuse, West Virginia, Pitt. Geographically speaking, it's good. And I'm sorry, Corvallis is not Boston. So we need 2 more, folks. We need 2 more. Let's run through them here. Wake Forest. Every once in a while, they're pretty good at football. They're more often good at basketball, so it's a decent brand. They got a cool ass name, the Demon Deacons. That's a badass name. Aside from that, UNLV lately has been better in football. Basketball, I mean, they got history in basketball. It's been a minute, but they do have history. And they're in Vegas. Brett Yormark kind of likes Vegas, doesn't he? Yeah. Now let's go to SMU. They're in Dallas. Huge market. Now, you're already in DFW with TCU. But their chief rival is the crosstown rival with SMU. Fort Worth versus Dallas. Has a nice ring to it. The Ponies, hey, they're one of the top teams in the ACC last year. They could absolutely be one of the top teams in the ACC this year. They are investing heavily into their athletic programs. Given all that, you have to consider it. And then you got Tulane. New Orleans owned Tulane. Now, academics are nice, all that, fine, prestigious medical institution. However, and by the way, they've been kicking ass in football. Basketball, I don't know a whole lot about their basketball program. But football-wise, they've been pretty damn salty of late. And they are in New Orleans. Every media partner apparently loves New Orleans, except for the WWE. But the NFL routinely goes there for Super Bowls. It's kind of a beloved area with with some rich history, especially in football. And we need 2 more teams. Who can we eliminate? Well, I'm sorry, Wake Forest. I don't think you're going to make the cut not with already having NC State there. So, this new Mayhem 12, you have West Virginia, you have Virginia in Virginia, and you have NC State in North Carolina. There's not going to be any double dipping amongst those. Now, SMU's interesting. The rough thing is you already have 4 schools in the state of Texas. But Texas plays a very valuable role here. This is essentially a coast-to-coast conference, national conference. Texas is kind of that midpoint. It helps a lot, especially with non-revenue sports, to have that way station. So when you go play road games in baseball or basketball or softball or volleyball, you know, on the way you could play somebody in Texas. It's not having to fly all the way across the damn country. So to add something else to that in the state of Texas might just make a little bit of sense. And because of that, the number 10 team becomes SMU. Everybody just says, hey, you know what? To have another team in the middle of this country is just going to make it so much easier on travel for everybody. And now, who's number 11? The last team that's ever going to join the Big 12. The last team that's ever going to get to a power conference. Although the number 3 power conference at this point, it'll still be a power conference. Damn you. Will it be UNLV or will it be Tulane? And in this scenario, UNLV gets their wet dream realized. They get into the Big 12. I'm sorry, Tulane. New Orleans is nice. Las Vegas is just nicer. It's that simple. You get another West Coast school, but you don't have to go so far west or northwest or any of that. You stay out of California, which is very important. Another late night window gets fulfilled, and you get somebody with some basketball pedigree who can come back. Football-wise, they're doing pretty damn well. For all those reasons, UNLV makes the cut. So here we are, the Mayhem 12. A huge freaking conglomerate of stuff. And no, is it ever going to happen? No. But this is fun, isn't it? Aren't you having fun yet? Are you not entertained? I am. I'm entertained out of my ass. Now, I noticed in the comment section of the first part of this whole idea, SEC and Big Ten going to 24. Some people had the right idea. Like, hey, I love the idea. Here's what I would say the Big Ten and the SEC add. Please, by all means, do that with this one. If you're a Big 12 fan or maybe you're a Wake Forest fan, hey, we should be in there over some of these other ones. Hey, that's cool. Throw it out there. Throw your ideas out there. Just remember, I don't believe this is going to happen. I don't believe the Big Two are going to 24 or 32 or any of that. I don't think they're going to break away and join together. Why? Because they don't like each other. They don't trust each other, the Big Ten and the SEC. Not for a minute. We've seen it. It's been spelled out for us with the CFP negotiations. The Big Ten and the SEC flat out don't like each other. I mean, to some people, the Big Ten are a bunch of arrogant, jerk-off, Yankee bastards. And to other people, the SEC are just a bunch of inbred, Rick, hillbilly, football-loving bastards who can't even spell. And they can't read. They can't count to 10 with both hands. This is what we're dealing with. And with that kind of division, there's no coming together to break away in this heavenly matrimony of two jackholes playing circle jerk forever. So some people, all I'm saying is some people took that last video a little too seriously. So be warned. Don't take this video that seriously. Have fun with it. I'm having fun with it. We're all having fun with it. You don't need to be an ultra serious jack off in the comments. Well, the Big 12 never get this. The Big 12 never. This is all fiction. Okay? All fiction. Anyway, thanks for watching this crap. And I'll be back with some more crap later. Bye.